Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is not here today, but man, we got a legend in the building, an icon.
Oh, man.
Bobby Brown is here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Man, Bobby Brown. So Memorial Weekend, you have a special that's going to be airing for, is it 2 nights?
It's 2 nights. It's the 30th and the 31st.
Okay, the 30th and the 31st. We did get some screeners, so we had an opportunity to see some of it in advance.
Okay.
And, we think like Bobby Brown, we read your book.
Every Little Step.
Every Little Step, amazing book. Obviously,
Thank
we've
you.
seen the series that was on BET also. And you're like, man, what more do we not know about Bobby Brown? But you really spilled it all.
Yeah, I had to. I had to. This was a therapeutic moment for me. I had to, in order to become better, you have to get everything out. So I had to get everything out. And this was my way of getting everything out.
Was this your idea?
I want to say yes, but at the same time, they came to me, and it was at a time that I had just lost my son, and I just felt I needed to do something to rejuvenate myself, to become whole again.
Oof. Man, I think about you often, man, because I don't know how you get up every morning, brother. Like, how difficult is it just to wake up?
I actually wake up now instead of rolling over.
Wow.
That's the plus about, what I've been through, that I'm able to fall asleep and not pass out. Things have been, the struggle is hard, but at the same time, they're with me, so I know that.
Does it help or hurt with your healing process to constantly have to relive and talk about these, situations through books, through documentaries, through movies?
It's therapeutic, by me talking about it, it helps me get through the day. And I have many days to get through, so.
All right.
Each day is a blessing.
Yes.
And it feels like Alicia is a person that really helped you. You said get back into the business, get back to the music, and give you some more energy too.
Yes, definitely. My
And
wife.
dress you today.
Yeah, you said she put together this fresh ass ensemble you got on. This is very fresh. You ain't buying this off the rack, by the way.
You called it an ensemble.
If the sweatpants with the matching sweater, you ain't buying that off the rack, bro.
I don't know where she got it from, but she just told me to put it on. Alicia is she's my rock, and I think everybody needs one, in their life,
How hard was it for you to allow somebody to enter your life at that time? Because it can't be easy to trust people.
That's true. All I had was trust in my heart. I had nothing else at the time that me and her got back together. It was at a point in my life where I was getting divorced and didn't know which way I was going to go with my music or, my career. And she gave me the answer, do shows, different things. And I went about that and, ended up on the right side of the road.
How do you keep positive energy, man? Because it seems like, so many circumstances could easily make you bitter, but it seems like you still lead with love. How is that possible?
God, prayer,
Therapy?
Therapy, lots of therapy. Yeah.
When did you decide to start doing therapy?
Wow. That's a mean question. Probably over 15 years ago. I decided that, I needed to talk to somebody, in order to work out all the issues within myself. So I chose therapy.
Yeah, I love therapy. I go once a week. I've been going once a week for like 6-7 years now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
yeah. I don't know if you ever get to a place of wholeness though.
I think wholeness is within you already. You know, you're already whole. So being able to dish out all of the dirt that's in you, to somebody, helps you get through the day.
When you wrote Every Little Step some years ago, when I read the book, I said it's gonna be a movie. I knew it was gonna be a movie, but now it's been a movie. It's been a documentary. Like, how does that feel for you that your life is able to play out in so many different ways?
Things keep happening. It's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
strange things keep happening to me, and I keep having to relive, what's in my past. But I'm dealing.
Mm-hmm.
How's your relationship with the rest of the guys now? I know y'all have gone through so many
my
things,
God.
but they did interviews for the docu-series special also.
Uh-huh.
So how's that? It's always up and down, but you feel like you guys are in a better space now than you've ever been?
Yeah, the camaraderie that we go through now is totally different. We're grown ass men, so there's no more fighting.
That would be terrible if
Nah,
not.
to see us all fight is something different. So there's no more fighting. There's no more fussing. We're able to sit down and conversate with each other and not have, a problem with each other. If there's a problem, we sit down and we talk about it.
Right.
So there's no more fisticuffs.
When the last time y'all had a fist fight?
Last time we had a fist fight was probably on the Home Again tour.
Oh, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Who's the best fighter out of all of you think?
Probably me.
Everyone's going to say that.
Everybody would say that. Me and Ronnie, probably. We have the longer arms.
Now, one thing you guys discuss in the documentary also is when you did the reality show, you and Whitney.
Classic.
And some people didn't think it was a good idea. For you, in retrospect, looking back at it, do you think that's something that if you could do it again, you would?
Yeah. I don't regret anything that I've done in my life. I think everything that I've done in my life led me up to this point.
You guys also talked about SNL spoofing it. Was that hurtful for you at that time?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. It was hateful, and people will do some hateful things, but you just have to, buckle down and, be able to accept the good with the bad.
I want to stay on the reality show, but I want to say talk about something you just said. I feel the same way. I was literally talking to my therapist about this. I don't regret any experience in my life because every single experience led me to this moment. Sitting here right now, having this conversation with you is a sum total of every experience I've been through in my life.
Yes.
Is that how you look at it?
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Got you. Now, being Bobby Brown, one of the greatest reality shows of all time, why didn't it continue?
I could say money issues. I could say, me and Andy didn't get along. I can say a whole bunch of things, but I'll simply just say, it ran its course.
Yeah. I always said when it's the scene where you pull doo-doo out of your ex-wife's butt. I said, that's love. I said, I was a little boy. I'm like, that's love. I said, that is clearly what love is. And
pinky finger up in there.
But then you always hear like people say you don't really know you in love until you like sick, and then a person got to like wipe your butt or something. And so I always look at those two things like that's love.
That's love. You go through that. If you can't express yourself express your love in different ways, then you're not loving a person.
Yeah.
You think ever since you were a child, you always knew you were meant for this business, like to be a singer?
Yeah.
A performer?
I don't think I could have been a boxer. I fight good, but, I don't like getting hit. So other than that, I don't play basketball.
So there was never a plan B?
No, never.
And what was plan A? Plan A couldn't have been the music initially, right?
Plan A was entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
And you think about some of those first deals that you guys had. Man, looking back at some of that, we talk about not having any regrets, but I feel like, I wonder if you would have gotten a lot of money at a younger age, what that would have changed,
It would have changed a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm thankful and grateful that, what we went through in our times wasn't beneficial, physically with money, but it paid off. It pays off in the end. We're going on 40 years being in this industry, and that's a long time.
Yeah, that is monumental.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Every Little Step and being Bobby Brown?
Oh, the difference is I'm in a different place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spiritually connected to my higher power more so now than I was then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married to a beautiful, beautiful woman, and I have 3 beautiful kids that are really special, and you'll see it in the series.
Were you shocked that you found love again so much later in life?
Not really shocked, but surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised that here it is. Somebody to love me for me, and somebody that understands what I've been through in the past, and I'm thankful for that.
Mm.
Now, you also were surprised in this documentary. You talked about an instance where you ended up, your mom was brutalized, and you ended up having to go talk to a priest, and he attempted to molest you.
Yes.
How did that affect your relationship with religion at that time?
I don't think it hurt my relationship with God. I just think it made me distrust a lot of older people. So I never liked authority, and I think that's how it affected me.
You think that
real.
therapy is what helped you realize that? Because you seemed very reflective on, this is the point. It was those 2 incidents that you said made you just say, I'm rebelling against authority, and that kind of changed the trajectory for you. Was that something you learned about yourself after going to therapy?
Yes, definitely.
This is why it's good to know people's stories. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people be, projecting trauma and projecting things that have happened to them in their life, and we just dismiss them and say, oh, he's crazy, or he's rebellious.
Yeah, he's a nut.
He's a nut, yeah.
But then you hear something like that happen, and it explains.
Yeah, sometimes, but there's other, situations that people go through, that it doesn't have to be something as traumatic as that. People go through, minor things, and it affects them in the strangest ways.
Had Bobby Brown ever felt true peace?
I'm living it. I'm living it. I try to find peace every day. Like I said, I wake up. I don't roll over out of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
I go to sleep. I don't pass out. So true peace to me is being able to do that. True peace to me is being able to understand what my life is all about, and what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain. Period.
One thing you've always been consistent with is how much you love your children. From the very beginning, from when you had your first child. So can you talk about how that also has supported you on your journey?
My kids are incredible. My oldest, Landon, is getting ready to get married on June 4th.
Okay.
You have to perform or anything?
No.
Oh, that doesn't seem They didn't ask you?
No performance.
You're not going to jump on the mic?
I probably will, but I wasn't asked to.
Well.
And my daughter is right out there, my oldest daughter,
Hey.
La Princia. My kids mean everything to me. I think that's what holds me up. That's what keeps me going, in this crazy life that I live.
How hard was it to get on the accord? Because your kids spend a lot of time together. We see footage of them hanging out. Was that always okay with the moms, or was it a process to get that to be okay?
No, it's always been okay because that's just how it's been. You know,
That's fortunate.
I've been able to have babies with some pretty incredible women, and I appreciate that.
You had any scares? Were you?
No,
Could have.
no. I'm pretty comfortable with mine.
Word. Are you in a constant state of grief, Mr. Brown?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Hey, that's powerful, man. That you're not.
I mean, there's a
Thank
lot
you.
Of, you do have a lot of positive things happening, though, and I am excited to see the docuseries following what's going on in your life now.
Okay.
You know, because we did see like some pieces of that, so it looks like a fun household.
It is a fun household. My younger kids are crazy. They're crazy. My little one Bodie is just, she's funny as hell. She's funny as hell.
She runs the household. you said.
No, Hendrix runs the household,
Oh,
but Bodie is the comedian of the household.
Did it feel intrusive having the cameras following you around?
No. I've been used to it all my life, and it wasn't a problem for my wife. And we talked to the kids early on before we started filming, and it was like, yeah, Dad, let's do it. And we used to always film, around the house anyway. So, cameras meant nothing.
Do you give your kids any game? Because people get gassed up quick, start feeling themselves.
No.
You didn't have to tell them about any of that.
No.
Okay. All right, wait till the show drop then. When the show come out, wait till the show drop and they start trending a little bit. And we come back and revisit this conversation.
Yeah, we can do that.
have they all seen the documentary yet?
No, my kids haven't seen the documentary.
Okay. But you've had conversations with the older ones about, life and sat them down. Or did they see it and come and ask you questions? Like they've seen things?
I don't hide anything from my kids. So, if they see it, and they hear what, I have to say, then so be it. I've already told them everything about me. So, and they've read, they can read, all of them. So it's nothing I can hide from them that they don't already know. So I'm not really worried about them seeing the documentary.
I guess it's good for you to do your own documentaries because you can clear up a lot of misinformation.
Yes.
Clear up a lot of false narratives.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
It also is interesting to me how music really is like the soundtrack to our life. And you talk about Candy Stanton's song, Young Hearts Run Free,
Right.
and how inspirational that song was for you. What was it about that song that felt free?
I don't know whether it's the strings. I don't know whether it's, just the whole vibe of that song. It just did something to me early on when I was growing up. I believe I used to play it with my grandmother, and when I lost her, that song just resonated with me. It just stuck with me because she used to love to see me dance off of that song. And every time I hear it, it's just like I see my grandmother, and it just brings happier times in my life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I would love to see you do like a playlist of songs that inspired you from when you were young.
I would love to do
Like,
one
what
of
are
those.
some other songs that you could, that
Oh,
immediately
boy.
you're like,
Immediately.
that song reminds me of a time growing up that I,
Shit. Oh, man. I couldn't even think right now
okay.
about it.
You should do it though, I think.
Who were the artists that inspired you? James Brown.
James Brown, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Rick James a lot, Prince, Donny Hathaway. Yeah.
It's interesting that you said, the SNL sketch offended you? Did a lot of jokes from that time period offend you? Because they made you and Whitney a lot of jokes.
It was the show Mad, I believe.
Mad.
Mad
Okay.
TV.
Yeah.
Mad TV.
Mm-hmm.
They really offended me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I took a lot of this shit personal.
But it was different back then. Y'all could run down on people.
Yeah.
With no cameras, no nothing.
And me and Whitney would like that.
Yeah.
We would.
Did you have to do that? Did you have to run down on any comedians or anything like that back then?
No. I won't go there. No, we didn't have to.
He's like, I'm not going to intimidate myself.
It wasn't like I didn't want to take Ari Spears and corner somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
But when they used to see y'all, I'm sure it was different in person.
It is.
Yeah.
Sketches are sketches, comedy is comedy, and I think I realized that a long time ago that I can't take shit so personal that I want to, cause somebody bodily harm.
Well, you and Mike Tyson were really good friends. Mike would beg to differ about that.
Do you still talk to Mike Tyson a lot?
Yes.
How do you like seeing him in the space that he's in now with podcasting?
I love everything about that brother. He is just the most positive person that I've been able to know for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. And when you listen to music now, right? What are some things that you're like, okay, this is dope? Like any new artist that Bobby Brown is like?
I'm still listening to what everybody's listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Hamilton, Joe, Usher, Chris Brown. I like artists like that. Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm.
I like Doja Cat.
Oh, she's dope.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear you and Mike. I want to hear you on Mike Tyson's podcast.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Just because the journey that y'all both have been on, the healing journey, the spiritual aspect of it. I just want to see what. I know what got Mike to his point. I want to hear y'all have that conversation together. I think that could be
that
could be
should
powerful.
be coming up really soon.
And
you
so
doing
much
it?
history,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
And I'm sure there's some stories you probably don't even remember that he remembers.
Oh,
and vice
he remembers
versa.
everything. Everything. That's the strange thing about Mike. He just remembers everything. Everything.
When you were declared the king of R&B back in the day by your late wife, did that put added pressure on you?
No, I really never paid attention to the label, King of R&B. I mean, I've called myself the King of Stage many times, but that was just due. I still don't think anybody can fuck with me on stage.
Mm-hmm.
When you first started with the documentary, you guys started off talking about an incident that happened in Oakland. Was it in Oakland?
Yes.
Where that was kind of the final straw. Do you feel like you remember things differently than the guys remember it when you recall what happened back then?
No. No.
So what,
I remember it perfectly clear.
So what exactly happened on that stage?
Well, they cut me off when I was singing my part, and I had very few parts, and they cut me off. And
that was like God's plan, though, because that's what really made you decide I need
go
to go solo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when you look back, you're like, there's a reason
behind the madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even in hindsight, what accountability do you take?
I take all accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know that I was doing things out of the ordinary that a New Edition member should do. It was because I wanted to go solo.
Mm. So you think it was kind of maybe self-destruction a little bit?
Probably.
Self-sabotage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, your plan worked.
It worked.
It worked. Does Bobby Brown feel like he got everything he wanted out of the game?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet. I'm still working on me. God is still working on me. So, you know, he had to get new tools, but, you know, he's still working.
So what do you ultimately want? I mean, it feels like as an artist, there's not too many people who've had the success you've had group-wise and as a solo artist. Like, what more could Bobby Brown want out of the music industry?
Music industry, I'm an entertainer, so I look at movies. I want to do more movies. I want to do a lot more writing, as far as scripts are concerned. So I just want to I just want to plant my feet in the Hollywood entertainment world, as far as acting is concerned.
True.
So once I do that, then my mission will be complete.
You also got a street named after you?
Two
streets.
Two streets. One in Boston and one in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, that's dope. That's a great feeling to be like, what street you live on?
Bobby Brown. Adjacent to Malcolm X Boulevard.
How much has the neighborhood changed as far as racism? Because I know growing up in Roxbury, you guys have talked about how racist it was there. You think things are a lot better, or you think no?
I don't live there anymore, and I don't live with racism. I know it's a part of this world. I just choose not to pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you ignore a problem don't mean it's going to go away, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not the fixer.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think there's a cure for it. I don't know what the cure for racism is. I don't think there is one.
I don't either.
But how much did it affect you as a young black man coming up in this business too?
I don't really feel that it played a part in me not getting a role or me not selling 30 million albums. I think it plays a part where behind closed doors people will talk. They're not going to say it to my face. As long as you don't say it to my face, I'm cool with it.
Because I also feel like they try to paint you as this bad boy of R&B, but rock stars were doing all these things, and that's just rock star behavior.
That's just normal for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tear up hotels. I don't, crash cars, limos and shit like that.
You left some cars stranded on the side
Yeah,
of the road.
I have.
It was intact.
They were intact.
Always, it's interesting you said the thing about the 30 million records, because I look at like New Kids on the Block, right? They had the same management as y'all.
They had the same producer.
Yes. And they were New Edition clones. They were the white New Edition.
Right.
But they sold millions and millions of records. Like, that race had to have something to do with that.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. But there were probably more people that could afford records on their side of the tracks than on our side of the tracks.
What was your first solo album called?
King of Stage.
Okay, so when you did that one didn't hit the way.
It didn't hit, but it gave me enough ammunition to be able to reboot and do Don't Be Cruel.
Don't Be Cruel.
Right.
Classic.
I mean, really. But at that time, were you a little nervous, concerned?
No, because Girlfriend had went number one. Mm-hmm. The number one record back in those days was,
huge.
At least you did something, So I felt good about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited for us to all watch this as a family together.
Yeah.
Over Memorial Weekend. It's a 2-night event, Monday, May 30th and Tuesday, May 31st at 8 p.m. on A&E.
Yes.
I do
and then the series comes on the 31st, right after the documentary.
And it's a 12-part series?
12-part series.
I do want to ask about Don't Be Cruel. When you recorded that album, in your mind, did you know this was going to be one of them ones?
When I recorded Prerogative, I knew it was going to be a hit.
Why? Just because it fit you at the time?
It fit me perfectly. We wrote it perfectly. Me, Aaron Hall, and Teddy Riley. It was just a perfect song to me. It had that Parliament type of feel. It had that Al Jarreau type of lyric to it. It just felt right.
Is it still your prerogative now?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Don't Be Cruel. Didn't Elvis Presley have a song?
Don't Be Cruel.
Was that where you got the title from, or was it a coincidence?
It was a coincidence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm a big Elvis fan.
That's so random.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I've never heard a black person say they're a big Elvis fan.
I'm a big Elvis fan.
Really?
How did that happen? You
I got
grew
a
up in
collection of Elvis shit that you wouldn't believe.
How did that even happen, though? Do your parents listen to that in the house? Like, where did that come from?
My grandmother listened to all kinds of music, from Duke Ellington to, James Brown. So, she had all types of records. You know how, remember back in the days where collections of records used to be in the living room, stacked. She had that type of.
Like the Beatles, too? Did she listen to the Beatles?
Well, the Beatles were just coming out when I was born. So.
I don't think I ever heard an Elvis Presley song. I heard Blue Suede Shoes, but you know how they always say Jay-Z has the most #1 albums, more than Elvis? I've never heard any of those albums.
You've never heard an
I think I heard Blue
Elvis?
Suede Shoes. That's about it.
You never heard Don't Be Cruel to Her.
To Her, that's true.
That was a big song. I don't know. What are some other big Elvis songs?
I know Don't Be Cruel, because I would never be that cruel to
That's
you.
the real one.
That's the real one, right? That's all you need to know.
What does Bobby Brown do to heal? Like, what are some of the practices?
I pray a lot, man. I pray a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to. Talk to God.
It's working.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Bobby Brown, good to see you, my brother.
Good to be seen, man.
Good to see you in good spirits.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like I'm telling you, I think about you often. I'm like, that brother's probably dealing with things that we don't even know nothing about, a level of grief that I wouldn't want to feel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But it's always a pleasure to run into you. Even I saw you at the National Museum of African American Music.
I remember.
I'm always like, oh, Bobby Brown's here. It's always like seeing.
That's wild. You in the
Yeah.
National Museum of African American Music, and Bobby, it's like a living exhibit.
It was an event.
Oh, it was an event. Oh, okay. I thought
we
you
were
just
having
ran
a
into
gala.
it. Oh, all right.
But it's always like you see Michael Jackson when you see Bobby Brown. You're like,
Absolutely.
oh,
Oh,
Bobby
thank
Brown.
you.
Absolutely.
Like when he says, hey, how you doing? I'm always like, I can't believe Bobby Brown knows who I am.
Who doesn't?
Well, make sure y'all watch Monday, May 30th and Tuesday, May 31st, the biography Bobby Brown and the new series Bobby Brown, Every Little Step on A&E. Good to see you, brother.
Good to be seen again. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. It's the
I
Breakfast
appreciate
Club.
y'all.